Mike, we've got the Brooklyn Nets losing almost $100 million based on last season. Huge luxury tax bill of $90 million. Biggest luxury tax bill we've ever seen in the NBA, and one of the biggest losses we've ever seen in the NBA. But Mikhail Prokhorov has got the team up for sale, and people are talking big numbers. What is going on here?
Yeah, we value the team and the operating lease at the Barclays Center at $1.5 billion. We're probably going to be low. You know, the economics, you could hardly justify $1.5 billion based on the huge losses. You know, but at the same time, I remember sitting at a sports panel in November of 2014 with Pierce O'Donnell, the attorney who represented Shelley Sterling in the sale of the Clippers. And he said, right out and open to the whole audience, Steve Ballmer never looked at any of the financials for the Clippers. He bid 1.8. We told him we would like $2 billion. We need $2 billion, Steve. He said, okay, I'll write a check for $2 billion. I mean, the trophy asset premium for big market teams, okay? Nothing against Minnesota, but I'm not talking Minnesota. I'm not talking Indiana. I'm talking about New York, LA, probably also, I guess, Chicago and Boston, but certainly New York and LA, where teams hardly ever go up for sale. You know, it's probably representing 20 to 30% of the purchase price right now. So yeah, I mean, I think our valuation for the Nets, $1.5 billion, is conservative, even though they're losing money, and even though Jay-Z sold his stake, several months ago.
Well, there's certainly plenty of money in this area, and I can absolutely see some, hedge fund guy in Greenwich saying, I want to sit courtside and be there when LeBron comes to town, and I want to be bumping fists with these guys. And the NBA is hot right now. The NBA stars, these are the biggest global stars out there. LeBron, Kevin Durant, Kobe's nearing the end of his career, but Kobe shows up in China. He's the biggest star on the planet. So you do have that global appeal, which the NBA pushes certainly, and they haven't quite monetized it to this point, but that potential is out there, particularly when you start looking at China and India.
Yeah, the naysayers on the team, some of the guys we spoke to said, you shouldn't value them much over $1 billion because they have these huge losses. But here's the thing, they have the bond payments, the pilot bond payments they have to make every year. It's over $50 million. But if they can get player costs down and field a team where they can still sell tickets, they'll be profitable. Even if it's just a few $1 million a year, I'm going to buy in. I'm not going to mind being a partner for that suite, be able to say I'm an owner of the Brooklyn Nets, because I won't have to make capital calls. Without losses, I'm not going to have to keep putting money in like Prokhorov and like Bruce Ratner have, because there won't be losses. I know Ratner had that special agreement where he paid the one-time fee so he didn't have to make capital calls, but Prokhorov's been pumping a bunch of money in. They tried to sell a minority stake, just Ratner's stake, but they haven't been able to do it simply because no one wants to buy that small stake and keep writing a check to Prokhorov. So they're going to have to sell the whole thing, which is why I think you're going to see Prokhorov get out. I don't think it has anything to do with the bad Russian economy. This is
pretty bad.
I know. I think this is strictly the fact that how do we maximize value, and you can't do it just selling Bruce Ratner's piece.
Right. One concern I have with the Nets, they're going to be bad. They're going to be bad for years. Prokhorov went in, put all his chips in the middle of the table, traded off all of his top draft picks over the next few years. They've got a lot of old players, contracts that can't be moved. So even if they clear those contracts out and aren't making money, this team's probably not going to compete for a championship anytime soon.
True, but you know what, Kurt? If you got the money and you own the Nets and they don't win a single game, it'll probably still get you the best seat in New York's best restaurant.